Are you a rental property owner having 1 to 5 rental properties and you're still managing your rental properties like you did in the 1990s or even 3 or 4 years ago? If that's the case, you are going to get burned. I'll tell you why. At the rate that technology is advancing right now, with the rise of AI and technology, things are getting into a space where it's rapidly evolving and changing. And here are 5 ways to manage your rental properties better in 2026. Number one, it all starts with finding right tenants. Screen like your life depends on it, because this is what we've been seeing in the past 2 or 3 months, and from the market in 2026, December, January. I know it's the coldest month out there. A lot of people are not moving. The whole rental market is kind of slow. Vacancies are a little bit on the higher end. It is because people are not moving. It is also because people are getting a lot more options out there. Now, landlords are so risk averse that they're willing to give out their property to any random stranger with their fake documents that they provide. It just baffles me, because one tiny error in determining their documents are fake or not can set you up for a total failure for the entire coming 6 or 8 months or even a year. The amount of times people can fake documents using AI like this. So I'll tell you how to vet tenants in a separate video coming along, the next video. But screen tenants like your life depends on it, because it really does. If you don't screen a tenant properly, you can spend a lot of money, mental effort, and energy going to LTB, and a lot of bad things can happen. Make sure that they use the documents that they bring on are vetted, that they have proper references. We at our company uses a 6-stage, 12-step process to vet tenants, so that we make sure that the tenants that go into the rental properties are total A+. That saves you a lot of time, money, and energy. Number two, take care of the vendors. We are in a labor shortage market, which means a lot of vendors in the sense, a lot of people that do general contracting work, plumbers, electricians, they're in high demand right now. They have a lot of work pending upon their pipeline, meaning they have no reason for them to keep you as their priority. It's just, they don't need it. They don't have to do it. What do you do in a situation like that? Make sure you pay them right. Pay them on the same day. They love it, and make sure that you don't haggle over the $10 or $20 that you might feel is above. Because the truth is, the better you take care of the vendors, the better service you can give your tenants. Make so that the toilet that's broken 2 a.m. in the midnight is taken care of. When you call the vendor, the amount of times that they respond in time depends directly proportional to how well you treat them. So the better you treat your vendors, the better they will stay with you, the better they will act in service of you. The point number 3 is that instead of lowering your rent, try having incentives on top. Because at the end of the day, there is only this much you can reduce your rent to. Because at the end of the day, you still have to pay your mortgages. You cannot lower your rent and be in a cash flow negative state for a longer time. Especially if your property is sitting vacant for 1 month or more than that. Average vacancy times is between 30 to 45 days. If it's going more than that and you cannot lower your rent, try advertising your property with having incentives on top. Incentives in the sense, maybe you can have Wi-Fi set up. It is probably less than, when you do a bulk ordering, you can probably get Wi-Fi connections at the rate of $40 to $50 a month, instead of lowering your rent another $100 so that your property gets rented. Wi-Fi can be a solid option. Taking care of snow removal, landscaping, having extra storage space, giving them in-unit laundry. These are a few of the things that we can do to make sure that they get the perceived value of the unit to be higher than the competition. Because the more incentivized you can have the prospective tenants to be, the easier that you will be able to rent your property for. Because at the end of the day, renting is a behavioral thing. It is one of the biggest thing that it is not a decision that a tenant can make in a day or two, because they're going to be living in the house for another year or 2 or 3 or more if we are lucky, or if we engineer them right. That's the 2 ways. You gotta be lucky, or we can engineer it. So these are some ways you can increase your tenants, increase the time that the tenant stays with your property. Number 4, hidden inspections. This is a tiny little trick that we use at our company, where we go to the rental properties twice a year to just change the AC filters. And it's not just we're going in to change the AC filters. These are hidden inspections that we can get a solid idea of how tenants are treating the property. If we say, hey, the landlord needs to see the place, we're giving a 24-hour notice, they can prepare. They can make sure that the pet that is not registered on the lease to go away for a walk. They can move their unlisted neighbor who's living with them to a different to a different house for a couple of hours while the landlord is there. But if we go to change the AC filter, we still give out a 24-hour notice. They're probably not expecting you. When you go in that way, you can get a clear idea of how tenants are taking care of your place. You can see that there are a lot of things that you and the tenant agreed on that is not working. So that makes the tenant sure that you are a responsible landlord that takes care of their property. That sets up the expectation. That does a lot of things psychologically in the tenant's mind. Okay, this is a landlord that cares. We probably should take care of the property, or it's not going to go so well. That was point number 4. And the last point, the goal is always to reduce turnover. The goal is always to find tenants that you can keep for another 5 years to come, because turnover comes with a lot of cost. And I'm pretty sure you already know this. I'm just really touching on the point. It is always better to keep a really well-paying tenant by taking care of them for a long period of time than having to go through all this move out, move in, finding tenants again, having to pay the tenant placement fees again, having to repaint the place again, having to clean the place again. It's a total nightmare. If you can incentivize the tenants, if you can take care of the vendors, if you can provide them with enough safety, if you can provide them with enough services that they feel the pain of leaving your property becomes higher than the pain of finding another one, you win. So this is how you can manage your property in 2026, 2027, moving forward as a landlord, and it will save you a lot of time. Now, another part that I just missed while on this topic was bookkeeping. You have to have really clean books, and there's a lot of ways to have clean books. You don't have to write down on a pen on a piece of paper with pens every single time a new expense comes into place. I'm attaching the Excel sheet that we use at our company with this video on the description that you can freely download, completely free. It is a template that's a really well in-depth template that takes care of a lot of things for you. You can just download it. Having solid books gives you a lot of upper end when you're trying to do accounting, or if you're trying to file your taxes, or in the event of you're selling your house, you can clearly show that, hey, the books are clean. That is another way you can increase the value of your rental property if you're selling it. Not by a lot, but at the most, it's always better to have good books than having no books at all. So that was my take on how you can manage your rental properties better as a landlord in 2026. I hope you found this video useful. I will see you on the next. My name is Evan Jason from Prospera Properties. You have a wonderful day.